fans listening, don't drink alone. If you're going to drink with someone, drink with some fellow Razorback fans, as I've seen many sad faces walk up and down DJ's dugout thus far. Colton 4 hits tonight for the Razorbacks. Davalon gets a lead off in the ninth, and I'm thinking, all right, there's life. Fortunately, Vahiva strikes out. I mean, he had a hit and a walk, so I'm not blaming. I mean, again, 4 hits total for one of the best hitting teams in all of baseball, and they just didn't have it tonight. You saw why Kate Anderson is projected 7th overall by Kylie McDaniel, and you had some success against him earlier this season. You had no success against him tonight.
Yeah, and I heard Dave talking about this in the press conference. I'll get this cut for us in just a second, but he kind of mentioned how Anderson, when you faced him the first time, he struck you out a lot. He had 10 Ks in that appearance, but you also hit him around pretty hard. He gave up 2 home runs and several doubles and extra base hits. But today, he just had such great command, and like you said, Ty, it's the reason why he's going to be probably one of the first pitchers off the board whenever the MLB has their draft here coming up pretty soon. So he showed some dominance tonight, and the Razorbacks just couldn't get things done. It is, look, I think I speak for everybody when I say it was a very disappointing outing from your lineup tonight.
Yeah, across the board. I mean, Vahiva had a good game. He would have loved to have that at-bat, the final at-bat he had in the ninth inning. But, just collectively, Arkansas did not play well tonight. And Zach Root, I mean, we got to start with him. Zach has been awesome for you this postseason. You think about what he did in Fayetteville, both outings in the Super, and he was great in Baton Rouge as well. Gave you a chance to win that game and just didn't have his stuff tonight. It's 3-0 early. Dave takes him out, doesn't even make it through 2 innings. Gackle gave you every bit of chance to win.
Best outing he's had in this year for sure.
This year. Gibbler gives up that hit. And, I mean, if that ball shouldn't have been near the plate at 0-2. I know he would love to have that pitch back. But, just disappointing. Now, already seeing a text here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline from Dan and Mount Ida. Screw it, let's do it the hard way. I know Phil and Bubba were talking about the number of teams that's few that have come out after going down 0-1 in Omaha and going to win this thing, most notably Oregon State that did it back in 2018 when they beat you. You're going to have to play Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday before you start the championship series on Friday. Of course, you got to beat Murray State on Monday before looking ahead to any of those games. So it is a tough, long road ahead for the Arkansas Razorbacks, and now LSU sitting pretty after defeating the Hogs tonight.
Yeah, and we've heard from a lot of the people that have been calling the correspondents that have been calling the games this weekend. We heard from Chris Burke and Kyle Peterson, and some of the things that they had mentioned was, look, if the Razorbacks do end up dropping this first game to a really good LSU team, there's nobody they would trust more to claw their way out of the losers bracket than a stacked Razorback pitching staff, and that was on display tonight. I think that Zach Root was probably 10 inches away from some of those strikes being called, like, collectively in that second inning where things went awry for him. And I think that, look, I'm not going to complain about this. Phil and Bubba had plenty to say about it. I don't know if you could see it from your seats, Ty, in the media section, but guy behind the plate, Jeff Head, did not have a great game, and I don't think that had anything to do with Zach Root not having his best stuff. But some of those pitches later on in the game, you would have liked to see called strikes that were strikes for the guys in purple. Yeah,
I know there's some frustration and some venting that I saw Razorback fans put on social media. I don't think it affected the game that much. No. I thought Anderson was just awesome for LSU tonight.
And that's the story. It was him.
Yeah, that is the story. An angry text from Braley. DVH is Mike Martin 2.0. Interesting, though, that the last team to win the College World Series out of this way is 2018 Oregon State. Again, you're hoping that you can be a part of that list by the end of next weekend. But again, it's a treacherous road when you go down in the first game of the College World Series. Now, I knew this was going to come. Ryan and Prairie Grove and TC and John and Bella Vista all chiming in the same thing, blaming me, and I've got some explaining to do. I blame Ruskin and Zach for even starting that rumor, considering we've had that. I know that I'm going to get some crap for what happened tonight and the fact that I'm here. I'm disappointed. I think a lot of us are disappointed. I just feel deflated.
Yeah.
This is as confident as I felt about an Arkansas team playing LSU, and we know that the Razorbacks, unless I have that stat, they have yet to beat LSU in postseason. And the run continues. I think, again, there's going to be a lot of thoughts following tonight's loss, and I get it. And they're welcome on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. LSU, again, tonight just showed you why they have 7 national championships. They show you why the intimidator that Tiger Bait talks about. They showed you why they have draft picks. They collectively, that's just a really incredible team. And you hate saying that as an LSU rival, and I hate saying that as an Arkansas fan. But it's just reality. And I don't, again, Arkansas is not out of postseason. People are going to act like tonight that it is over. And it very well may be. They could go 0-2 in barbecue as of Monday afternoon and be headed back to Fayetteville. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to bounce back. Now, I don't think they're going to go to the College World Series championship finals anymore. It's very difficult to do, and they are. But that's where you are right now. You haven't, and it could, again, this is, I don't want to completely rule it out. I just think it's very difficult. You have not found a way to burst through yet. You haven't. And until you do, this was an idea that I brought up yesterday, and it's the phrase "Hogs gonna hog" and Clemsoning are very similar. Like Clemson had a really good football team for a number of years, and yet Dabo Swinney and his team couldn't get over the hump. Arkansas has had an incredible baseball program these last few years, but until you actually burst through and get over that hump, and it's probably going to have to be LSU twice if you get by Murray State, then you're just not at that level yet as an Arkansas baseball fan and as the program itself. They're just on different levels, and that sucks to say, but it's true.
It is, and Jay Johnson was really complimentary of the program leading up to their regular season matchup about how the Razorbacks are, they recruit the best, they have the best facilities, and they have such a successful program year in and year out. And I think I would trade all of that for a win tonight, to be honest with you. That's how I feel too. You said deflated, dejected. The confidence that the Razorback fan base and everybody I think has felt this week has been really high because of how well you took it. You really, you took Tennessee to the woodshed. It was not that competitive.
You have faced no opposition this postseason, with the exception of maybe game one of that Super Regional.
You've had very little competition other than the game one of the Super Regional, like you mentioned.
Yep.
And outside of that, I think that we just felt like this is the year, all the propaganda that was out there. And I know that's everybody's job. I'm guilty of it. I had to do it as well, and it was great, and I loved doing it. I think everybody loves to buy into the fact that this is the year and this is the team, but the reality is, Ty, is that still they have to go get the job done, and a part of that is attacking everybody's ace pitcher, everybody's best stuff, everybody's number one chance, their 110%. And if you don't bring it all every single swing, then this is the result. Sometimes you go up against a guy that just ends up absolutely shoving, and there's not much that you can do about it. But tonight, the Razorback lineup just wasn't able to take advantage of things quite as well as LSU's lineup was.
And let's think about this. Again, it was 4-1. Mm-hmm. Was it 14-1?
Yeah.
So if you're going to, and listen, Zach did not have a great game. I think all of us that watching or listening to it could recognize that. Gabe did. Gibbler had, a pitch or two that got away. Bouch, I was getting scared at the end that there was another run that was going to be allowed, but luckily it didn't. He lost because the best hitting lineup in the SEC couldn't hit.
Yeah.
And, again, you alluded to, Kate Anderson, the outing he had, which he was phenomenal.
He cruised, Ty. Yeah. We didn't make him sweat. It's what we talked about with Christian earlier before you were able to join us. We were having some internet issues. We talked about how Liam Doyle and all these lefties that we face, all these aces that we face, in the past, the recipe for that is to make him work. Anderson he was comfortable the minute he got up there. Very, very different guy. And he works super fast, too. So we never tried to break that rhythm, never tried to do anything to get him out of his stride at all. It
is 9:46. I didn't think we would come on till after 10.
No.
And this was a very quick game tonight. Hambone texting in here in the Lewis Automotive hotline. He feels dejected as well. I feel like just like a hot air balloon. Like, those old cartoons back in the day where, Yeah, exactly. That's the best way to describe it. I want to hear someone. Obviously, Colton and I don't mind talking the next hour and a half, but what did you think about the game tonight? You can call or text us here. We're going to be here for the next hour and a half live in Omaha, Nebraska, thanks to Mock Legal Solutions, USA Fireworks, Rudy's Real Texas Barbecue and Country Store in Fayetteville, Firstar Bank, and McLarty Daniel. The Razorbacks fall 4-1 tonight against the LSU Tigers. They will play at 1 o'clock on Monday against the Murray State Racers to keep their postseason alive. We'll get to it, or we'll get to more of your calls and texts and more reaction from this game coming up next.
You're listening to Hog Reaction. Our exclusive coverage at the 2025 College World Series in Omaha is brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions, USA Fireworks Wholesale, Firstar Bank, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue in Fayetteville, and McLarty Daniel.
Game day, work day, or any day, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue has you covered with 100% oak smoked meats served by weight, so you get exactly what you want. Host your crew. Rudy's group meals are perfect for parties, office lunches, or tailgates. 3 meats, 3 sides, all the fixings, and yes, even a tablecloth. And don't forget breakfast tacos every morning until 10 a.m. Made to order, or they've got grab and go for the whole team. Visit Rudy's at 4084 MLK Jr. Boulevard in Fayetteville. Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, smoking good every time.
There's only one place to buy fireworks at wholesale prices. Hey guys, I'm Chris Brewer, the owner of USA Fireworks in Arkansas. The best way to purchase your fireworks show is at wholesale prices. Get more fireworks for your money at USA Fireworks Wholesale. If you're interested in purchasing a fireworks show at wholesale prices, send us a message on our website at usafireworks.org. That's usafireworks.org. Go Hogs.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
Forsgren is hiring immediately. Forsgren Incorporated, a heritage company and premier employer, is now hiring equipment operators, pipe layers, concrete finishers, and laborers. Have experience in any of these areas? Apply now at goforsgren.com. Don't delay. Forsgren is hiring now at goforsgren.com. Don't miss your opportunity to join the Forsgren legacy. Forsgren has immediate openings for equipment operators, pipe layers, concrete finishers, and laborers. Apply now at goforsgren.com. Forsgren Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
At the toe, it's gotta be Jelco for hard work and the great outdoors.
With quality, price, and comfort you like, and savings that you're looking for.
We've got the shoes and boots, steel toes too, outerwear, and a whole lot more.
Head to toe, it's gotta be Jelco.
For hard work and the great outdoors.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson, my buddy Simon Wheeler with Wheeler Power Sports. Stop by the studio.
If you have a name brand motorcycle, ATV, or side-by-side you would consider selling or trading, call or text or use bike buyers at 479-783-5822 or visit us online at wheelerpowersports.com. Buy, sell, or trade Wheeler is the one for 2025. Try to be Fort Smith's authorized dealer for Kawasaki, Suzuki, Polaris, and Slingshot.
Simon Wheeler at Wheeler Power Sports in downtown Fort Smith, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
So I'm also a Kawasaki guy.
We all make plans for the future, like car accidents, break-ins, and unexpected fires can disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design insurance plans that work for you and help protect what matters most. Shelter Insurance.
Call my friend J.T. Finley at 479-521-4220.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
When you need tough and paint just isn't enough, check out River City Coatings in Van Buren. When it comes to your metals, paint can peel and crack over time. Whether it's your patio furniture, rims or trims on your automobile, or heavy equipment, no one has time for a redo. Powder coating provides the toughness you need. Preserve your investment with powder coating from River City Coatings. River City Coatings, certified John Deere, Caterpillar, ISO 9001, Packer, and UL provider of tough. River City Coatings, 471-7675 or online at rivercitycoatings.com.
TGI Fridays on Rogers Avenue, Fort Smith has an incredible lineup for their meal deals. This includes crispy chicken fingers for only $9.99, served with seasoned fries and coleslaw. Whiskey glazed chicken slammers, $10.99. Buffalo chicken slammers, $10.99. Grilled salmon for $15.99. And Friday's big ribs for $14.99, all served with a side and fountain drink. Don't miss out on their happy hour, karaoke on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and 50-cent wings on Monday. TGI Fridays, I-540 and Rogers Avenue, Fort Smith.
Listening to Hog Reaction. Our exclusive coverage at the 2025 College World Series in Omaha is brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions, USA Fireworks Wholesale, Firstar Bank, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue in Fayetteville, and McLarty Daniel.
The 3-2 pitch. Hit in the air deep to right field by Robinette. Sends Pearson to the wall. That is out of here. Reese Robinette hits a home run to start the 6th inning, and the Hogs are on the scoreboard.
This is Hog Reaction.
Our pitching was incredible. Obviously, Anderson and Shores did a tremendous job, and then they finished it up. It was in the 9th, but we had a couple of chances to score some runs, and we didn't. Reese hit a home run and got us kind of feeling pretty good down 3-1, and we just needed to score the next inning, but we didn't. But really, it boiled down to Anderson. He didn't give us anything. I mean, he's 11-1 because he's really good. So that's all I got.
Against a first-round draft pick, Cade Anderson, tonight. Luckily, probably not going to have to play him again if you do match up against LSU. Hey, we're live on Hog Reaction. Todd Richardson, Colton Little, brought to you by McLarty Daniel, Firstar Bank, Rudy's, Real Texas Barbecue Country Store, USA Fireworks, and Mock Legal Solutions. So, hitting obviously an issue tonight. You went up against a superior pitcher. This stat, Ben Brandon, who does a great job with Arkansas basketball stuff, chimed in on some baseball. Listen to this. You ready? Last 26 innings, you got 4 runs in Omaha. 26 innings, 4 runs.
That's 3 games. I mean, that's the last 3 games.
Yeah. And so we know this team has been awesome at hitting, but one of the questions I had, and I think everyone had, when you head into Omaha, it's like, how do you manufacture runs if you're not hitting the long ball? Which they only had 1 home run tonight. And good for Reese Robinette. Reese had been a little bit of a snup, and he cranked that, so I was happy for him. But Nate Thompson and DVH have to figure that out. And they know that. I'm not saying anything that they don't know, but you've got to find a way when you do play LSU again, if you beat Murray State, because I don't think it's going to be, or whether it's, UCLA, LSU, it doesn't matter. You've got to find a way to score runs without the long ball. And again, the stat of them breaking the single season record is awesome and everything, but if the goal, these are not my words. These are the players' words. The goal wasn't just to get to Omaha. The goal is to win the whole thing. You're 1 game away from not coming up for your goal. Again, that might be, I don't want to sound like too harsh, but the goal was never just to be here. The goal was to get to the College World Series Finals and win the whole stinking thing. And now your backs are against the wall. I've seen some players like Jalen Battles come to this team's defense, which I'm happy. And again, I hope they rally around what happened today, and they kick some tail on Monday. But you're gonna go up against a team that has much less talent than you, much less pitching than you do, and frankly, you don't have any business losing to them Monday at 1:00, Colton. You don't. I don't even know if they deserve to be on the same field as you. But you've lost these teams before. Hopefully this isn't another type of loss that you inherit and suffer through on Monday.
I think there's something in having to change your approach from the long ball. I mean, look, this team, they broke the record in home runs. It's what they built their team around, really is some of that power. And I think it's because that this is still a lineup that has a lot of capable hitting. Davalon has shown that he can hit the ball all over the ballpark, as has Aloy and Helfrich and Kuhio Aloy. Kojo as well has been, very, very clutch at the plate for the Razorbacks sometime this season. But Ty, they didn't have any good at-bats today. I think Doug and Mountain Home sent a text in earlier that said they found themselves in a lot of 0-2 counts, and that's credit, obviously, to Cade Anderson, who had a great performance today. We won't be able to say that enough times and it still be true, because that's really what happened in this game. Is LSU's pitcher went out there and had a fantastic game, and Gabe Gackel had an equally great game out there. I mean, he went 6 innings, only gave up 3 hits. Really, the one run that came across late was, like you mentioned, Ty Gibbler gave up a meatball frisbee slider right there, down 0-2. So I think that the Razorback lineup, like you said, they did not come to play today, and it's easy to see why fans could be frustrated. I mean, now that, like you said, their back is against the wall, I think that people had a lot higher expectations, and I think they wanted a little bit more competitive game tonight from the Razorbacks.
Now, I do have a less serious question to ask you. This comes from Kyra and BJ here on our Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Deal with Gackle was his shoelace? Like, yes. I was at the game. Okay.
He just had to change his shoelace, and it was very odd. Matt Hobbs came to get him, and then they quickly just walked to the dugout, and it cut to Gackle being right there swapping out shoelaces pretty quickly, and then it cut to him doing that later on after he got off the field after they were out of that inning. And I'm not exactly sure what happened. They showed the replay again later on. It looked like as he was, part of his delivery, back foot dragging part of the mound, snapped his shoelace a little bit. I'm not exactly sure if it was they needed to get that shoelace changed immediately so Gabe had good footing, or it was that's probably what it was, but it could have been some stall tactics as well. But on the TV broadcast, they did show Gabe Gackle swapping out his shoelace, and he did it pretty quick. Under pressure, I would be fumbling around. I would forget how to do it entirely.
Another text. This comes out of the 479. Gage Wood should have started with Root's inconsistent starts the last half of the season. Why is no one calling out DVH for this? Gage, there's no name on this text, but Root has had 2 incredible postseason starts. He didn't have a great start in Hoover. He'd tell you that, but Zach's been your alpha for what? At least half the season, Colton? Maybe more? I can't remember when he took over.
He has your ace attitude. He's the guy that wants the ball in his hands as often as he can. Ty, you could probably spot it from wherever you were sitting. He was pissed off to be taken out, and probably the shortest outing of his career. He was less than 40 pitches, and I know that Phil mentioned this on the broadcast. Look, whenever you are in the losers bracket, it takes every arm available. So having a guy like Zach Root, who is used to throwing, twice that amount at minimum in one of his starts, having him in the bullpen may not be the worst possible thing for the pitching staff.
And that's something we need to bring up. Like one of the reasons that I would guess that Dave Van Horn took him out early in that game was so that there is a possibility and an opportunity. Colton, do we have any audio from DVH after the game? Anything worthwhile?
This is what he said. This is what he said about pulling Rude. This is a little bit of a long clip, but I thought that he kind of got into maybe the controversial decision to take him out then or not. Here's what he said.
Well, to me, it was a hard decision. I had to make a decision. Anderson looked really good. It seemed like we weren't getting good swings off of him. We're already down 3 runs. They had, I think, Fry coming up, who's hitting over 400 against left-handers, and it was I just didn't feel like that we could let him score anymore. And I had a great pitcher in the bullpen who was hot. We got him up because we saw what we saw. 2 walks, hit by pitch, a hit or 2, and the game was about to get out of hand. Yeah, it's early, but the wind's blowing in. It's going to be tough to hit it over anybody's head. And, scoring a lot of runs against Anderson to me wasn't something that was going to happen. And, I hated to do it, but I just felt like it was the right decision, and I'll stand by it. It was the right decision.
And you brought up Roots. Discussed probably with himself and a combination. He probably didn't want to get taken out. But I think at that point, first off, give Gabe Gackle credit because I felt like he saved a couple guys. I know that he pitched 2 other in Fouch and Gibbler, but it's not like their pitch count was way up or anything. So you're going to have an opportunity to have some arms here in these next few days, which you're going to need. Again, reminder, Arkansas, in order to get to the College World Series finals, has to play Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So there's not a lot of teams over the history of college baseball that have come out after losing the initial game. That being said, you want to have Zach to be able to use him again. And if he had kept playing, who knows? He might have probably given up more runs, more hits. He just didn't have his stuff tonight. And there's no one, I guarantee you, listen, everyone's angry, disappointed, frustrated, you want to vent, you can do so with us here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. But I guarantee you no one's angrier than Zach Root. And I hope Colton, frankly, I hope he gets an opportunity to, I don't know if I want to say use some of that anger, but just play. I hope he gets another opportunity to pitch, I should say. And we'll see if he does here in these next couple days.
You definitely want to see him be able to throw some more because I think that throughout the duration of this season, I think you've said it maybe once or twice on these broadcasts before, Ty, but there's a good Zach Root and there's a bad Zach Root. He's had good outings and he's had bad outings. So whoever it was that said that they should have started Gage Wood, hindsight's 2020. I understand where you're coming from because Zach Root has not been quite as consistent as maybe we've seen as we've been spoiled by with some of these great ace pitchers that we've had here at Arkansas.
Yep.
Maybe he's not been quite so consistent, but one thing he has shown you all year long, I think, Ty, is he's bounced back from a bad start or maybe a bad outing very well the next time out, and I think that's just type of guy, the type of attitude that he has. So Kyle Peterson mentioned it on the TV broadcast. It was going to be interesting to see how Zach Root responded and was able to come back out from the super emotional high, the most emotions that you can have coursing through your veins as a baseball player, making a big play and barking at somebody that was talking trash to you. I mean, that can get you amped up. So to be able to come back out and try and get to that same level, it's a difficult road to travel down. And I think that Zach Root next time out will be a little bit better have a little bit better outing time. And like you said, you definitely don't want to see this be his only opportunity to pitch in Omaha.
Dan in Mount Ida, Hogs gotten a lot of 0-2 at bats. I felt like Anderson was ahead of the count all night long. He's just, again, he's a really great pitcher. You got to him a little bit in Baton Rouge, and you mentioned his strikeout numbers. I mean, he had some strikeouts in Baton Rouge, just couldn't get to him tonight.
And he finished with 7, which is not like pedestrian by any means. He went out and pitched seven innings, and he had about a strikeout per inning. That's all that you could ask for your ace and more. But Ty, DVH said it, and I'll get it the next time around. But what he said about Anderson was just that it was crazy to see how this time around all of his stuff, it wasn't necessarily swing and miss. He induced a lot of really weak contact. I think I heard Bubba say it on the broadcast. They had 3 or 4 balls that were hit under 30 miles an hour, which for this for this yoked up Razorback baseball team, you'd want to see them make better contact.
There were a lot of dribblers. That makes a lot of sense. Stephen Parrish, we're going to find out how deep our pitching staff is tomorrow. I don't know. Colton, you were listening. Did he announce Gage Wood as a starter Monday? I'm
yes,
assuming
that was the last thing that he said was that would be the plan.
Chris in Springdale didn't like Kate Anderson's mom. He thought she was obnoxious. Listen, parents are parents, and I guarantee if Zach Root was having a spectacular outing tonight, they would be showing Zach's mom doing that. So you don't like her because he had a great outing. That's why you're annoyed.
She didn't do anything I thought was outrageous. She was just, they showed her a lot because her son was dealing, man.
Jason from Missouri says start with a Monday stomp against Murray State, and it will work our way back. Let's see. Mason in Arkadelphia, Zach would have had the same kind of night tonight as he did last weekend against Tennessee, then no one would be saying anything. It wasn't on Root. It's on the hitters. Yeah, again, 4 hits. Brian says, just so we're clear, it's all Ty's fault. Let's see. Charlie and Camden, didn't they lose with their ace game 2 last year with Smith? Starting Wood was not the answer. Root just wasn't at his best. It's the most hindsight 2020 comment I've ever heard. Charlie and Camden. Robert at Fort Smith said this team had too much time for the bats this week. Hopefully they get the less time off, being just 2 days difference. Last text before we go to break, again from Dan of Mount Ida, just win 4 games in a row, and you have Friday to prepare for a championship. No big deal. They can do this.
But these are baseball players, Ty. I think that playing consecutive days in a row, getting in that hitting, that pitching, that swinging rhythm is good for these guys. Bubba mentioned that on the broadcast as well. It's something these players kind of relish, the opportunity to play multiple days in a row, to kind of, eat, sleep, and breathe baseball. So that could prove great for the Razorbacks too.
Let's hope it does. All right, we're live at DJ's Dugout in Omaha, Nebraska. A lot of Arkansas fans. We've got LSU fans, Oregon State fans, Murray State fans. If you want to swing by and see us, you can do so right across from the team hotel. When we come back, more reaction from Dave Van Horn and you on Hog Reaction.
You're listening to Hog Reaction. Our exclusive coverage at the 2025 College World Series in Omaha is brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions, USA Fireworks Wholesale, Firstar Bank, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue in Fayetteville, and McLarty Daniel.
What do Formula One, the Peanuts cartoon strip, and Jay Leno all have in common with Crabtree RV Center? Yes, you guessed it. They are all celebrating 75 in 2025. Crabtree RV Center is so thrilled to have seen 75 wonderful years of business in the River Valley, and we want to celebrate with all of you. Come in today and take advantage of our 75-year anniversary sale going on every day at Crabtree RV Center in Alma, Arkansas. Crabtree RV Center is your one-stop shop for sales, service, parts, and rentals. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for 75 years.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown bar district.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up, home. Drop off downtown bar district.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
What's going on the grill tonight? If it's from Richard's Country Meat Market, you know it's the best. From sizzling steaks and bacon wrap fillets to gourmet burgers and fresh kebabs, Richard's has everything to make Father's Day a feast. Grab a Richard's gift certificate for the grill master in your life. And don't forget the home-style sides and desserts. Call ahead for curbside pickup at 479-443-0000 or visit them at 3042 North Market Avenue in Fayetteville and find them online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
Equipment down, got a leak, lost pressure? Don't let hydraulic problems slow you down. At Central Hydraulics in Fort Smith, we've got the power to keep you moving. From hoses and fittings to full system repairs, our expert team delivers top quality service fast. Central Hydraulics specializes in hydraulic pumps, cylinders, and custom-built solutions, so you can get back to work. Heavy machinery, farming equipment, construction rigs, if it runs on hydraulics, we've got you covered. Visit Central Hydraulics today or call 479-646-0471 for fast, reliable service.
It's Ty Richardson with owner and operator Cecil Gardner with Jazzco Graphics, now 17 years in the industry.
What makes you unique from other stores in the area?
I try to build a great relationship with all of my customers. I can do just anything from cars to food trucks to signs, banners. I do a lot of custom this and that. I'll say 100% of anybody come in here, they leave out happy. Jazzco Graphics Design, 2415 Midland. It's on the corner of Midland and Kelly. Jazzco Graphics, the one-stop shop.
The spring allergy and hay fever seasons are here, and Law's Drugstore has what you need to safely take care of you and your family. Law's Drugstore can fill and refill your prescriptions, and they have all of the over-the-counter allergy remedies to provide comfort. Call 452-6116 and ask about vaccine shot appointment for shingles, pneumonia, COVID, and whooping cough. Law's Drugstore, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind the Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drugstore, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
Are you a middle-aged man feeling low on energy, struggling with weight gain, a decreased libido, or even battling depression? You don't have to feel this way any longer. Hi, this is Stephen Pittman, a licensed nurse practitioner and expert on testosterone replacement therapy. At Pittman TRT in Fort Smith, our priority is to restore your vitality and energy the way you felt in your 20s. No need to drive an hour or more.
Call Pittman TRT today at 479-274-1747 or check them out online at pittmantrt.com. Pittman TRT. Get back to feeling like your old self again.
Are you looking for a great deal on a previously owned vehicle but want to avoid high-pressure sales? If so, you need to visit Edwards Auto Sales in Roland. For over 30 years, Ernie Edwards and his staff have helped folks from Arkansas and Oklahoma River Valley buy a quality vehicle and offer a buy here, pay here program as part of their services. Some restrictions may apply. Come visit Edwards Auto Center newly remodeled facility, 3 miles west of the Garrison Bridge, the first car dealer on your right, or log on at edwardsautosalesinc.com.
Listening to Hog Reaction. Our exclusive coverage at the 2025 College World Series in Omaha is brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions, USA Fireworks Wholesale, Firstar Bank, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue in Fayetteville, and McLarty Daniel.
The 3-2 pitch hit in the air deep to right field by Robinette sends Pearson to the wall. That is out of here. Reese Robinette hits a home run to start the 6th inning, and the Hogs are on the scoreboard.
This is Hog Reaction.
A 3-2 pitch to Ethan Fry. Struck him out looking. Gabe Gackle strikes out the side in order and has completed 5 1/3 dominant relief innings with 9 strikeouts.
All right, so we've talked some negatives thus far, and after a 4-1 loss against LSU where you only managed 4 hits, rightfully so. But there were some positives. Reese hit that bomb, as you heard in the rejoin that Colton put together. Gackle had an outstanding performance. I mean, he kept you in that game. And, I mean, there's frustrations for a lot of different reasons after an outing like that. But, I mean, Gabe pitches 6 innings, only gives up 3 hits, and looked like the Gabe Gackle we saw at times last season. And he's looked like that some this season too. But that was, Colton, you made a reference earlier. That might have been his best, one of his best outings as an Arkansas Razorback, and he just didn't get anything. I was getting some texts, like Brian texting in here on the Loose Automotive Group hotline saying, well, they weren't aggressive enough. I feel like at times they were too aggressive. I mean, there's a lot of swings and misses tonight from this baseball team. A pitcher the caliber of Cade Anderson obviously causes many of those, but Razorbacks didn't do themselves any favors tonight either. Colton.
No, they didn't, and I think that they had kind of got frozen in between what Anderson was doing, and they mentioned this on the television broadcast too. But I mean, Anderson, he's able to work so many different pitches, and I mean, curveball, slider, and a changeup. They all come out the same. They all look a little bit different, and they're all only a couple of miles apart in difference, and that's really dangerous to be able to change speeds like that. It's really, really difficult for batters to face, and I think the Razorbacks, like you said, they weren't able to get out in front of anything tonight. But Reese Robinette, you mentioned him. Obviously, yes, he kept you in the game there with those late heroics, and he's only hit I think 5 home runs in his entire collegiate career, and all of them have been in huge leverage moments. So it's awesome for a kid like that. But he also had a great game tonight in the field as well. He made a really great pick on the PFP play where Gackle had to come over and cover first base. And
Iredale had all day.
Yeah. So.
Sorry, I didn't go ahead.
You're right. Iredale had all day to make that throw, and he rushed it a little bit and bounced it. But Reese was right there to make that play. And Phil mentioned it on the broadcast, on the radio broadcast, that Robinette could put on a clinic for how to play first base. So he had a great game in the field and at bat today. And Bahiva Lloyd did as well. It ended up with that laser that landed out there for a single. But overall, Ty, your batters, they were just out of sorts today, caught up and just out of sorts and just couldn't catch up and were way out in front, and the speeds that Anderson was giving to them were just crazy.
So think about your SEC Player of the Year and maybe the Golden Spikes Award winner in Bahiva Lloyd. He gets on early with the walk, then he gets a hit, and then what happens, Colton? There's 2 double plays with him on base. I mean, he did his job, and everyone knows this. That's the thing about baseball. It's like, unless you hit a bomb, you got to rely on your teammates to bring you home. And I just think about those 2 instances that they just weren't able to do that with Aloy early. Hey, it's Hog Reaction. It would not be possible without our friends at Mock Legal Solutions. They have opened a second location in Sallisaw, Oklahoma, to help Sequoia and LaFleur counties, family law, car wrecks, slip and falls, dog bite cases. They can do it all at Mock Legal Solutions, mocklegalsolutions.com. Real advice, reasonable price. Firstar Bank for all your firsts, whether you're saving, borrowing, or planning. Stopping at your local Firstar Bank branch, your hometown banker with all your digital tools. Firstar Bank, your hometown bank for all your firsts. USA Fireworks Wholesale. I'm texting our buddy Chris Brewer during the game. I know he's hoping this team can come back. Chris is a busy man this time of year because he's got fireworks to get across Arkansas to you. Go to usafireworks.org. You ask, Ty, what's wholesale? Well, wholesale is when you buy a fireworks show, you get it heavily discounted, nearly 50% off. Go to usafireworks.org. Rudy's Country Store Barbecue in Fayetteville. I know Matt and Phil had a great time there last week. There are so many options at Rudy's, like the group meals, perfect for parties, lunches, or tailgates. 3 meats, 3 sides, and all the fixins. Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, smoking good every time off MLK in Fayetteville. And by McLarty Daniel. Great service isn't just expected, it's delivered every day. Visit their 6 convenient locations in Bentonville and Springdale with a huge selection online. It's never been easier to find your next ride. Experience it for yourself at McLartyDaniel.com. That's McLartyDaniel.com. All right, so some of the notes, Colton, I jotted down. I know you probably do this as well during the game. I talked about Aloy. They were getting contact, I feel like, early. Like Justin Thomas, I think, had a hit late that was ended up flying out to center. I was like, okay, that's going to drop, and it didn't. This felt reminiscent to the Ole Miss 2022 College World Series game where you had good pitches on both sides, Nolan had himself a gem of a day that day in Omaha, and yet Ole Miss was just a little better, got a few more hits here and there. It's not like, again, it was 3-0. Then LSU made it 4 with Gibbler giving up that hit late. It's not like they were stroking you every inning. It was just the initial part of that game. After Root, by the way, had a great first inning, and then you just could never recover, unfortunately.
Tie third, fourth, and fifth innings, all of those frames, top and bottom of those innings, they were all scoreless. Both Arkansas and LSU were locked in a pitcher's duel. Gackle had his good stuff. Anderson was getting into a groove, and it just proved that really it was one inning of work for LSU early on, when they were able to manufacture some runs after Root let a couple of guys on base and missing pitches that were just a couple of inches off the zone. I mean, I feel bad for Zach Root, because it's not like he went out there and hit a bunch of guys and got knocked around. It's a really high leverage situation. And, Dave is right. You kind of want to be able to save his arm a little bit as well, to be able to use him potentially later on if you need to. But also, there's an expectation for him, and it's to be able to get guys out. And Bubba mentioned this at the end of the post-game show. That was the bottom part of the order that he kind of let go and let go of the leash against. So you can't do that against those guys. Those are the guys that you have to mow down.
Yeah, and LSU, when you look at their lineup, now they have Braswell, who's hitting 197, but, I mean, their lineup includes like 315, 322, 349, 311, 308, and the bottom is 349, 311, and 308. That's 6, 7, and 8 in their lineup. So while there is a hole or two in their lineup that Arkansas, like Braswell, just not hitting the ball well, for the majority of the season, they've got a lot of capable hitters, just like you do, and Arkansas unfortunately experienced that firsthand tonight. Zach and Harrison, redemption for Root would be getting the start on Thursday and dominating. Again, we'll have to wait and see what his timeline looks like. Zach, I could see him having a really good postseason performance after that. Dan in Mount I just says we got to win the whole dang thing. And then another text out of 479. Gabe had 10 strikeouts in 6 innings. The loss goes all on the hitters. I know that Nate Thompson's name is going to pop up after an outing like this, and we recited the stat earlier, 4 runs in the last 26 innings in Omaha. Again, it's one thing to do it in Fayetteville, Arkansas, as we like to say, the friendly confines in Bob Walker Stadium, but when you get here, it's different. The ballpark's different. You're obviously, with the exception of like Cam Kojal, a lot of these guys not necessarily, and Will McIntyre and Kendall, a lot of these guys not necessarily familiar. So maybe after a game, maybe they hit better. And again, we can't overlook the fact that you went toe-to-toe with the first-round draft pick earlier in his hometown, or I say hometown, in his home ballpark earlier this season, and then he got you tonight. And you're probably not going to have to, at least you won't have to get him for an entire starting outing like tonight. Because what did he go? He go 8 innings, Colton?
7 innings tonight.
7 innings?
7
okay.
innings, 3 hits, gave up 1 run, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, faced 24 batters. Do 100 pitches total.
Wes in Springdale says that I need a wingman. I don't know if I'm going to go out tonight after this. I'm a little depressed. This is one of those things where I think a lot of Arkansas fans, after an outing like that, I will say there's a lot of red here at DJ's right now, Colton. So maybe Arkansas fans again, if you're going to drink together. Don't drink alone. I think a lot of Arkansas fans are heating up on that. All right, let's see what else. I got. Hog Wild and Van Buren, you absolutely wasted Gackle's gym tonight. Hopefully they can lose to Missouri and end it soon, not winning anything again. I don't understand that philosophy, Hog Wild. I think they're going to come out and win on Monday. To be honest, the idea that they should just lose and get it over with, I think it's a losing mentality. Which honestly, that's what you're trying to enforce and everything else. So get it. Cal was at the game. He was here before, Colton, and he was at the game. I don't know if they showed him on the Jumbotron or anything, but he took in the Arkansas basable game tonight.
He got his 15 seconds of contractually obligated TV time whenever he's in a public place and ESPN is there, and he, and it looked like he was having a good time. But I'm glad that he got to come out and watch such an unfortunate, devastating loss.
Zach Orange says this is Ty's fault. Stop blaming the players. Brian saying LSU did everything right. Yes, they did. They did, unfortunately. Razorbacks fall 4-1. We're reacting to it here on Hog Reaction. You can call or text us on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. We continue on. Colton, Ty Richardson, next.
You're listening to Hog Reaction. Our exclusive coverage at the 2025 College World Series in Omaha is brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions, USA Fireworks Wholesale, Firstar Bank, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue in Fayetteville, and McLarty Daniel.
Whether you're opening your first checking account, purchasing your first home, saving for your first big vacation, or opening a new business, Firstar Bank offers hometown service with the latest in digital banking technology. Our local team makes banking fast, convenient, and easy. From simple everyday banking to helping you fulfill your dreams, our team is here to guide you every step of the way. Firstar Bank. We'll be there through all your firsts. Learn more at firstar.bank or stop by one of our local branches today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Looking for your dream ride? Head to McLartyDaniel.com, Northwest Arkansas's premier auto destination. With over 2,600 new and used cars, trucks, and SUVs, we've got your perfect match. Chrysler, Ford, Nissan, Buick, GMC, and more. Visit our 6 locations from Springdale to Bentonville, where our award-winning team offers top-notch service, competitive financing, and certified pre-owned deals. McLarty Daniel buys cars too, even if you don't buy ours. McLarty Daniel Automotive, driving Northwest Arkansas forward.
For details. At Road Chevrolet, 2800 Alma Highway, Van Buren, there's never been a better time to buy. Stop in today and check out our huge discounts on new Chevrolets and pre-owns. No reasonable offer will be refused, and at Roads, we always give you more for your trade. Plus, we offer free pickup and delivery. You can even buy remotely. Stop in and let us show you the Roads way with our 2-year complimentary maintenance program on every vehicle sold. Experience the Roads way. Road Chevrolet, 2800 Alma Highway, where you get the best prices, period.
Take your dining to a whole new level at Blue Point Seafood and Steak Restaurant. You'll find the finest cuts of steak and the freshest seafood in an amazing atmosphere. Blue Point Seafood and Steak Restaurant is at Chaffee Crossing, across from the Arkansas Colleges of Health Education on Chad Colley Drive. When your night deserves the best, call 597-4081 for reservations or book online at Toast. Blue Point Seafood and Steak Restaurant, your destination for not only great food, but an amazing experience.
I want to ride my bicycle.
Looking for a new ride or need a tune-up? Champion Cycling in Fort Smith has you covered. From top-of-the-line bikes like Specialized and Surly to expert repairs, apparel, and accessories, we've got everything you need to hit the trails. Stop by 5500 Mazard Road during business hours or shop anytime online at championcycling.com. Champion Cycling, helping you share in the joy of cycling.
Can you explain the infield fly rule? Neither can I, but I can help you navigate a variety of legal issues, from divorce to personal injury to estate planning. I'm Jackie Mock with Mock Legal Solutions, a new law firm offering affordable flat fees with payment plans available. You get an ace at the price of a minor leaguer. Now that sounds like a grand slam to me. Call Mock Legal Solutions for your free consultation. 479-769-1505. Real advice, reasonable price.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Summer is finally here. Come check out Kofer's Boat Center's huge selection of boats with extra rebates for a limited time. Kofer's features low pontoons and fishing boats, Malibu and Axis wake surf boats, Camus bass boats, and Kofer's has recently added the luxury line of Harris pontoons. Kofer's experienced professionals will answer all of your boating questions, and their award-winning customer service is second to none. Plus, they have the best boat storage option in town. Find them online at Kofers.com. That's COPATRS.com. Kofer's Boat Center, providing family fun since 1971.
Fords Grid Incorporated, a company known for paying top wages and benefits, has immediate openings for equipment operators, pipe layers, concrete finishers, and laborers. For nearly 90 years, Fords Grid has built the foundations of the River Valley, and now you can become a part of that legacy. Apply now from any device at GoFordsGrid.com. That's GoFordsGrid.com. Do you finally want to get paid well for your work? Do you want to work for a company that treats you like family? Apply now at GoFordsGrid.com. Fords Grid Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Adventure doesn't wait, and neither should you. Start your next journey at Arkansas's #1 fifth wheel dealer, Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas. No matter the size of your family or your budget, Wheels RV has a new travel trailer or fifth wheel to help you explore the great outdoors. And with our exclusive lifetime warranty on every new RV, you can hit the open road with peace of mind. Come see us on 412 in Tawnytown or check us out at wheelsrv.net. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
You're listening to Hog Reaction. Our exclusive coverage at the 2025 College World Series in Omaha is brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions, USA Fireworks Wholesale, Firstar Bank, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue in Fayetteville, and McLarty Daniel.
The 3-2 pitch. Hit in the air deep to right field by Robinette. Sends Pearson to the wall. That is out of here. Reese Robinette hits a home run to start the 6th inning, and the Hogs are on the scoreboard.
This is Hog Reaction.
Well, obviously, we need to move on from this one and get over it, and not think too far down the road. We just got to take care of business on Monday. We need to play good Monday, because if we don't, there's no Tuesday. And if we can get through Monday, we got Tuesday, and we got to do the same thing. You just can't get all uptight about it. These guys they've come back and won games. They've done some great things this year. So that's what I told them. Right? We got a bullpen full of pitchers. We got a bunch of hitters that can hit, and they didn't have a good night. And we need to move on and get ready for Monday.
The last part of there is important. They do need to move on. They can't stay on this game.
Yeah. And
I realize, again, it's a rival. It's the first game in Omaha. There's a lot of people that expect you to win tonight. You got to put that behind you. You got to. If you're Cam Koziel, who's the leader of this team, you've got to tell your guys, listen, guys, it wasn't our night. Played bad. Played a really good pitcher. He got us. We've got to move on. This feeling, this sinking feeling that all of us have right now following a 4-1 loss to LSU, team can't have that. And a lot of times, we always talk about during football season, Colton, week to week, Arkansas could get smashed the week before and then somehow, some way come out and win. Just how it happens. I know baseball's a little different. Obviously, the timeline is 2 days compared to a week, but they just got to get past this and hopefully bounce back against Murray State at 1 o'clock on Monday.
It's a game of failure. If you hit the ball, if you do the thing that everybody wants you to do successfully 3 times out of 10, they make a gold statue for you. They put you in the Hall of Fame if you can do that for your whole career. So it's a game of failure, and today they just have to respond. They have to just respond from today like they have all season when their backs have been against the wall. I mean, this is a team that didn't get swept all year long. They did a really good job of being able to protect that, being able to go out there and compete every single time. And I think the Razorbacks have, got their work cut out for them, no doubt. But you said it earlier, Ty. I don't think that that Murray State belongs on the same field as the Razorbacks. So they have to get out there and take care of business on Monday and just move on. Just erase this game from your memory. If you're Zach Root, this game didn't happen, and just continue to do what's gotten you to this point all season long.
All right, you can call or text this. Lewis Automotive Group hotline is open. Wes wants to know how many White Claws that I've ordered. I have not gotten a White Claw yet. Now, they are promoting John Daly's, Good Boy drink. That is John Daly's plastered all over Omaha, it seems like. So hopefully John is selling
John Daly's plaster all and Omaha? You mean
quite literally. No. His poster is. I should rephrase that. Zach and Harrison, what does this cause if we make it to the finals? Would Gabe have to start? That's a good question, Zach. They'll ask to. Again, these are conversations that I know Dave Van Horn and Matt Hobbs and the rest of the staff are having. It's like, hey, if this scenario happens, what do we do? If this scenario happens, what do we do? Hogwild Van Baren's still mad. He understands it perfectly that we're losers. Now, I will give you this, Hogwild, and I said it earlier and I'll say it again. LSU's the cream of the crop in college baseball. We all know that. We don't want to admit it, but it's true. While you have had immense regular season success, postseason success getting to Omaha, 8 College World Series appearances under Dave Van Horn. And again, we're almost at, some of these texts are acting like that it's done, it's eradicated. Arkansas has no chance to get to the finals or win the whole thing, which the margin is now much slimmer than it was if you had won this game. I fully acknowledge that. But again, the Razorbacks and my team, Daryl was mad at me earlier because I didn't say my team or whatever. It's my team. Yes, we're fans, Daryl. Come on. But when you look at what Arkansas baseball is, They have not gotten over that hump. And again, it is not a conclusion. Like this postseason, I want to be very clear, is not over. You play on Monday at 1 o'clock. We'll have halftime from 11 to 12. Arkansas game day from 12 to 12:30. And then Phil and Bubba will obviously pop on and do the game, pregame, and the actual game itself. But if your season does end before you want it to next weekend, then the Clemsoning and Hog on Hog is still real. Mm-hmm. And it's until this team, like we've had Mike Rooney on, Todd Walker on, and I want to say, I don't know if Chris Burke, who was on the broadcast, and Mike made an alliteration to this as well. But there is a pressure playing at Arkansas. There is an expectation. There is a weight, whether players, coaches, fans, anyone else want to admit it or not, to be that team that wins the national championship for the first time in the history of the program. And at least based on tonight's performance, you don't know if this team is capable of doing that. Because in the biggest moment of their season, they fell short. Now, again, the season is not over. I want to stress that over and over, while some of you think it is. And you're allowed to think that. It may very well be come Monday, come Tuesday, come Wednesday, come Thursday. But that's something this team is also going to have to go up against Colton here these next few days. Is just that pressure that, hey, we got to be this first team that wins a national championship here in Fayetteville.
Yeah, Ty, you talked about the weight and that pressure that's on you and on the entire Razorback program. A lot of times when we get comments on our text line, we know who those are, but occasionally on some of our streams, we can just get some faceless, sanctimonious trolls that say whatever, like Pope of LSU here, who says that he wants to personally thank you, Ty, for joining them here in Omaha, and thank you for jinxing the Whittle Bitty Piggy. So screw him. But Robert Pugh brings up a good point. He says, if you're surprised by this, you haven't paid attention to college baseball for the last 40 years. We played like the weight of the winning it all was on us, and LSU played like LSU. And I think that that's fair, Ty, but we talked about starting with positives here a couple segments ago. If there is one thing that you have going for you, if you do somehow make it back and you'll have to face LSU again, if you're LSU and you've run out of really quality pitching, you've ran Anderson out there for 100 pitches, and then maybe Ianson goes and shuts down the Bruins, and he runs up to 100 pitches, you have nobody left. You think they want to see the Razorbacks after that?
Yeah.
When they don't have any pitching left, and that's been kind of the knock on LSU all year. If they only have an ace and another ace, there's not a whole lot of depth there, not a lot of guys that can go a lot of innings. So if you're the Razorbacks, you do have that going for you.
Yeah, I think that has been said, and I think it was stated multiple times by multiple broadcasters leading into this game. Listen, and I'm not going to try and paint a pretty picture after a 4-1 loss and you being in a situation that's very difficult to come out of. But given the two teams and the team that would be more likely to come out of the losers bracket between Arkansas and LSU, most people would tell you is Arkansas. And again, I don't want you to misinterpret what I'm saying. There is a really good chance that this team does not make it to the College World Series final. That their season ends Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday.
If your plate approach is anything like it was tonight, tomorrow, Murray State will mow you down, and it'll be an even worse pack-up. It'll be even a more silent bus ride home. We'll have to start talking about football in June. My God.
And that would be, again, the last three postseasons, and that's the expectation. But to lose to TCU, then SEMO, then Murray State, the last 3 years I know would be tough to stomach, especially and also in 2021 you lost to NC State the way you did. And like you said, the other aspect of this, which I think is important to bring up, is the football team doesn't necessarily scream promising, right? Now, again, I hope when I talk about Arkansas football and Sam Pittman, I don't say it excitedly in the sense that, man, I can't wait to watch another 6-6 team. I say it from the perspective of I hope I am dead wrong about this football team this fall. But I think when you are honest with yourself and you look at that roster and you look at the schedule and all the things that they have to do, then, yeah, it's probably going to be around both teams. And I think, again, baseball, with so much pressure on baseball, luckily basketball going to the Sweet 16 kind of helped that. But, yeah, with football around the court, it doesn't actually necessarily lend a great positive outlook when it comes to that moving moving forward. Again, 877-377-6963 is our number that you can call or text in. This is Hog Reaction, brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions, USA Fireworks, Rudy's Real Texas Barbecue and Country Store, Firstar Bank, and McLarty Daniel. Arky says you have to get a little luck to go all the way. We didn't drop tonight. We've still got some left. Daryl and Benville. I agree that Arkansas is the deepest pitching staff. Just need to get the hitting going like it has been most of the year. Weston Springdale says this is Zach Arn's fault. This is Zach. When in doubt, blame Zach. Easy approach, easy way to do things around here on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. And just a reminder, you can always listen to us, not just on Hog Reaction, but Chuck and Bo, The Morning Rush, Halftime, Ruskin and Zach on the Hit That Line Now app, powered by Taco Bell. All right, we still got a lot to get to here. Some sound bites I still want to play. Arkansas falls 4-1 to the LSU Tigers in Omaha, Nebraska at Charles Schwab Field. More reaction from Colton Little and Ty Richardson as Hog Reaction rolls on next.
You're listening to Hog Reaction. Our exclusive coverage at the 2025 College World Series in Omaha is brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions, USA Fireworks Wholesale, Firstar Bank, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue in Fayetteville, and McLarty Daniel.
Insurance company throwing you a curveball? Are they crowding the plate and not offering you a fair settlement? If you've been injured in a car wreck, you need an experienced attorney to fight for you. I'm Jackie Mock with Mock Legal Solutions. Licensed in Arkansas and Oklahoma, no win, no fee. Call Mock Legal Solutions today for your free consultation. 479-769-1505. Real advice, reasonable price.
Taco Bell's all-white meat crispy chicken nuggets are back, but that doesn't make us a chicken place. I mean, yes, everyone loved them, like a lot. That's why we brought them back, along with our signature dipping sauces. But the crispy golden breading is actually tortilla chips, which is very taco place. So we're still a taco place. You think of us as a taco place, right? Who are we? No, I mean, we're good. It's just nuggets. Just crispy chicken nuggets, only at Taco Bell. Your taco place. It's also a chicken place. It's also a taco place. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Contact store for availability.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're looking for the best used car your money can buy, check out our great selection of road-ready certified vehicles with warranty. If you're trading or selling your car, let us give you a free second opinion and leave with a check in your hand. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in the Meineke Car Care Center. Plus, follow us on Facebook for special offers and fun contests. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
What's going on the grill tonight? If it's from Richard's Country Meat Market, you know it's the best. From sizzling steak and bacon wrap fillets to gourmet burgers and fresh kebabs, Richard's has everything to make Father's Day a feast. Grab a Richard's gift certificate for the grill master in your life. And don't forget the home-style sides and desserts. Call ahead for curbside pickup at 479-443-0000 or visit them at 3042 North Market Avenue in Fayetteville and find them online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
Adventure doesn't wait, and neither should you. Start your next journey at Arkansas's #1 fifth wheel dealer, Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas. No matter the size of your family or your budget, Wheels RV has a new travel trailer or fifth wheel to help you explore the great outdoors. And with our exclusive lifetime warranty on every new RV, you can hit the open road with peace of mind. Come see us on 412 in Tawnytown or check us out at wheelsrv.net. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
When second's making a play, short's got to cover.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle. Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage.
It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself.
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Call Wade Gilkey or Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
There's only one place to buy fireworks at wholesale prices. Hey guys, I'm Chris Brewer, the owner of USA Fireworks in Arkansas. The best way to purchase your fireworks show is at wholesale prices. Get more fireworks for your money at USA Fireworks Wholesale. If you're interested in purchasing a fireworks show at wholesale prices, send us a message on our website at usafireworks.org. That's usafireworks.org. Go Hogs.
When you need tough and paint just isn't enough, check out River City Coatings in Van Buren. When it comes to your metals, paint can peel and crack over time. Whether it's your patio furniture, rims or trims on your automobile, or heavy equipment, no one has time for a redo. Powder coating provides the toughness you need. Preserve your investment with powder coating from River City Coatings. River City Coatings, certified John Deere, Caterpillar, ISO 9001, Packer, and UL provider of tough. River City Coatings, 471-7675 or online at rivercitycoatings.com.
Do you want to be home every weekend, use brand new equipment, and make a competitive salary? Then let me tell you about Lavorne Lumber. They're looking to fill a regional over-the-road position. So if this sounds like a great next job opportunity for you, call 479-646-4685. That's 646-4685. 515 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith and online at Lavorne, Lovvorn lumber.com. Lavorne Lumber. Paying the bills, we'll take care of you.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Listening to Hog Reaction. Our exclusive coverage at the 2025 College World Series in Omaha is brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions, USA Fireworks Wholesale, Firstar Bank, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue in Fayetteville, and McLarty Daniel.
The 3-2 pitch. Hit in the air deep to right field by Robinette. Sends Pearson to the wall. That is Reese Robinette hits a home run to start the 6th inning, and the Hogs are on the scoreboard.
This is Hog Reaction.
Evans against Helfrich. 0-1 the count. The pitch. Chopped up the middle. Milam at shortstop. Gloves it near second base. Off balance throw to first. Ends the game. 6-3 put out in the 9th inning will end it. 1 hit, 1 left. LSU wins it 4-1. Monday at 1 o'clock. Arkansas and Murray State elimination game. Hogs drop into the losers bracket.
At the tail end of the game, Charles Davalon got on first. I mean, Colton, it kind of set up your
top of the lineup.
Yeah, top of the lineup
Leadoff guy
comes
got
up.
on.
Yeah, and Chuck's done it. I think it was the stat was the 4th most in college baseball this season to get off to lead an inning. I mean, I remember he had 2 of them. I think it was in the regional game, if I remember that right, and just weren't able to take advantage of that. I guess you had Vahiva struck out, there was a ground out, and then that tail end, I think it was Ryder that concluded the game with that ground out. So just I kind of got a little excited at the tail end of the game, and now I haven't smiled since that game has concluded, to be honest.
Yeah, I was driving back up there when the game was in the 7th inning to get stuff prepared for the show, and it just didn't feel like that they were going to be able to mount a comeback because at this point I felt like it was too little too late. You had wasted a lot of what Gackle was able to give you for holding off the LSU Tiger offense for so long, but I think that what the right thing is that all of us can sit here, Ty. We can bitch and moan, we can complain, we can be worried, we can chew through every last one of our fingernails. But what's important is that the team has the right mindset. And whenever they asked about Gabe Gackle now coming out of the pen as opposed to starting earlier, he talked about how he got a good mentality, but the team overall they still want to keep playing.
It's the same mentality. You're just going out there and pitching, and I just wanted to eat up some innings to save some guys because we've got a lot of games ahead of us. So. Same mentality, and we'll be back here in a few days.
Be back in just a few days, Ty, and that's the right mentality to have. Yep. Is that you have another one to play on Monday. It's going to be a tough task against a team that is obviously at the College World Series for a reason, but I think that you outmatch them in every facet of the game of baseball, and you should be able to continue to get through this next game and worry about how you can keep fighting and clawing and scratching your way back into every single one, because you said it, Ty, you have to play now, every day? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So, tall task ahead, but if the Razorbacks, if anybody can do it, it's the Razorbacks.
I was going to eat with some friends at lunch today, and Colton, funny enough, I was walking, and I see Gage Wood's parents. I saw Gage, but I don't – on game days, I don't really say anything to players because I know they've got to focus. I know he's not pitching today, and so we talked a little bit because – got a chance to meet him in Baton Rouge, and Gage is a man of few words. Like doesn't say much and everything else. I know a lot of those guys are focused and they're intense and everything, but it rests on his shoulders. We know that again how highly projected Kate Anderson is. Gage is first round projected as well, so hopefully he comes through for you. I know he's had some really good outings this season, and hopefully he has another good outing come Monday afternoon, because they're going to need it. You really don't want you just mentioned the amount of games that you have to play potentially if you make it to the College World Series final. You really don't want to lose a pitcher or a couple pitchers early and just having to utilize them in this game come Monday. Hopefully Gage can give you 6 or 7 really good innings, and then you just kind of go from there depending on what the score is. Again, I'll go back to what I said earlier. And these are the players' words. They're not mine, but the goal is in Omaha for this team. I mean, they've been on the record saying that. So, in order to achieve the dream that not just all of you listening want, but the team wants, you've got to do something that's seldom seen and win 4 straight games. Can this team do it? Maybe. Is it probable? Probably not. But that's what faces them this next week.
Yeah, and I think that for the Razorback baseball team right now, it's just you have to take every day and every pitch.
Give it the cliche pray, every pitch at a time.
Every pitch at a time. I mean that's literally it. At this point, when your back is against the wall, I mean, what else can you do? You got to break out all the cliches. You got to get all the. You can toss your superstitions out. I hope that fly has found itself in a trash can by now. I mean, you got to toss all that stuff aside and just go out there and play baseball. I mean, there's a lot of guys that have a lot of stuff on their shoulders. I know that Gage Wood wants to be the guy to put his state on his back on the game's biggest stage, and you know that Cam Kozel wants to be the guy to hit the clutch home run in the clutch situation in his hometown. You know Zach Root now wants his big redemption arc. So these guys have a lot to play for, and they've always had that singular mindset too, to get to Omaha and win the whole thing. So a motivated team is still something. It's still a dangerous team, Ty. And I don't want to. I don't want to mince words. It's going to be very difficult, and you put yourself at a very, very, very big disadvantage now. You're standing in a hole. The question is, do you grab the shovel or do you grab the ladder?
I like it. Who'd you steal that from?
What, that?
Yeah. Is that your dad?
I probably heard that from a different collection of tons of people in my life, but I can't attribute it to anybody, so it's mine for now.
All right. We'll take it. Trademark it. Jeffrey and Fort Smith and Justin want me to come home after tonight's outing. We'll see. We'll see how golf goes tomorrow before we have the show on Friday. I did so watching the game. Again, I was sitting in the concourse, and the 6th inning concludes, I think it was, and I was just like, all right, I'm done. I got to move. So went up and was in it about, honestly, just watching on TV, and Reese hit that bomb, and it just nothing. There just wasn't. I know Chuck got on in the 9th, but there just wasn't a lot of action, and I like. It was kind of a boring game, just to be quite honest.
Very honest with you, Ty. I was sitting there on the couch thinking to myself, like, I'm not going to have to cut any of things.
And we had
nothing in the highlight box. Nothing at all.
Yeah, and Colton, it kind of under-delivered as a college baseball game that so many people were excited about.
I was thinking that tonight as it was getting wrapped up. I was like, man, these guys on the TV broadcast must be bored out of their minds. It's supposed to be prime time, and it's just been pitching and more pitching.
Yeah, and I realize for LSU fans, they didn't find this game boring, being the fact that they won 4-1. But I mean, if you're just a casual college baseball fan and you're tuning in, this was not exactly your favorite game at all.
It didn't quite deliver. It didn't quite deliver with the same expectations of being the 2 highest ranked teams left, the 2 most favored teams, the teams that everybody thought the winner of this game is probably going to make it to the big dance at the end. And also, you also have to carry that conference moniker on your back too of, hey, this is the best conference. They play the best baseball. It should be an absolute slugfest, but it really wasn't.
Yeah. That's the setup. Now I'm wondering. I booked a hotel Tuesday through next Tuesday. I'm wondering if I should cancel that just to get that out of the way. And I hope I don't have to. I know we made jokes about laundry for 13 or 14 days, whatever it is, but we'll see if that ends up being the case. All right, we got one more segment to get to here on Hog Reaction. It's Colton Little, Ty Richardson. We're live in Omaha, Nebraska, thanks to Mock Legal Solutions, USA Fireworks, Rudy's Texas Barbecue in Fayetteville and Country Store, Firstar Bank, and McLarty Daniel. We return after this.
You're listening to Hog Reaction. Our exclusive coverage at the 2025 College World Series in Omaha is brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions, USA Fireworks Wholesale, Firstar Bank, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue in Fayetteville, and McLarty Daniel.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
Head to toe, it's gotta be Jelco for hard work and the great outdoors.
With quality, price, and comfort you like, the savings that you're looking for.
We've got the shoes and boots, steel toes too, outerwear and a whole lot more.
Head to toe, it's gotta be Jelco.
For hard work and the great outdoors.
At Road Chevrolet, 2800 Alma Highway, Van Buren, there's never been a better time to buy. Stop in today and check out our huge discounts on new Chevrolets and pre-owns. No reasonable offer will be refused, and at Roads, we always give you more for your trade. Plus, we offer free pickup and delivery. You can even buy remotely. Stop in and let us show you the Roads way with our 2-year complimentary maintenance program on every vehicle sold. Experience the Roads way. Road Chevrolet, 2800 Alma Highway, where you get the best prices, period.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, 2-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
Mama, Dad, Jackie Ferry.
479
479
521
521
4220.
4220.
When you need tough and paint just isn't enough, check out River City Coatings in Van Buren. When it comes to your metals, paint can peel and crack over time. Whether it's your patio furniture, rims or trims on your automobile, or heavy equipment, no one has time for a redo. Powder coating provides the toughness you need. Preserve your investment with powder coating from River City Coatings. River City Coatings, certified John Deere, Caterpillar, ISO 9001, Packer, and UL provider of tough. River City Coatings, 471-7675 or online at rivercitycoatings.com.
Stu, you're a dentist. Hey, don't try and get fancy.
I'm Dr. Bill Ligon, and I believe that premium dental care should be attainable for every Hog fan. At Dallas Street Dental, we offer an affordable new patient exam option that allows us to get a full picture of what's going on and a treatment plan for the best course of care for you. On top of that, our team has a $50 new patient special that includes the exam and full mouth set of x-rays. We also have financing options available. Come see us at Dallas Street Dental, 8020 Dallas Street, Fort Smith. Don't let a Hogs win be the only reason you're smiling.
Summer is finally here, and so are the road trips that you've had planned. That's why it's time to visit us at Southern Tire Mart. Southern Tire Mart's expert service, competitive pricing, and top quality tires will ensure your vehicle is ready for all your summer adventures. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is prepared for the summer. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. Southern Tire Mart. We keep America rolling.
Do you want to be home every weekend, use brand new equipment, and make a competitive salary? Then let me tell you about Lavorne Lumber. They're looking to fill a regional over-the-road position. So if this sounds like a great next job opportunity for you, call 479-646-4685. That's 646-4685. 515 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith and online at Lavorne, Lovvorn lumber.com. Lavorne Lumber. Paying the bills, we'll take care of you.
Adventure doesn't wait, and neither should you. Start your next journey at Arkansas's #1 fifth wheel dealer, Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas. No matter the size of your family or your budget, Wheels RV has a new travel trailer or fifth wheel to help you explore the great outdoors. And with our exclusive lifetime warranty on every new RV, you can hit the open road with peace of mind. Come see us on 412 in Tawnytown or check us out at wheelsrv.net. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Take your dining to a whole new level at Blue Point Seafood and Steak Restaurant. You'll find the finest cuts of steak and the freshest seafood in an amazing atmosphere. Blue Point Seafood and Steak Restaurant is at Chaffee Crossing, across from the Arkansas Colleges of Health Education on Chad Colley Drive. When your night deserves the best, call 597-4081 for reservations or book online at Toast. Blue Point Seafood and Steak Restaurant, your destination for not only great food, but an amazing experience.
You're listening to Hog Reaction. Our exclusive coverage at the 2025 College World Series in Omaha is brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions, USA Fireworks Wholesale, Firstar Bank, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue in Fayetteville, and McLarty Daniel.
The 3-2 pitch. Hit in the air deep to right field by Robinette. Sends Pearson to the wall. That is out of here. Reese Robinette hits a home run to start the 6th inning, and the Hogs are on the scoreboard.
This is Hog Reaction.
All right, so as we conclude tonight's programming live from Omaha, Nebraska, we really appreciate Mock Legal Solutions, USA Fireworks, Rudy's Barbecue, Firstar Bank, McLarty Daniel being a part of our College World Series coverage, which, by the way, is not over. I know some will tell you it is. It's not. Game Monday, and we'll see what happens after that. Justin sums up this game perfectly tonight. It's boring because we essentially lost because we gave up 2 walks and a bunt single and a base hit. Again, that second inning got out of hand for Zach Root, who, by the way, prior to this has been awesome this postseason and just didn't have it tonight. And I know you got Kate Anderson in Baton Rouge earlier this year, at least got to him. I know you lost the game, but he had you tonight. And so now this team rallies, responds, and we'll see what they do against Murray State at 1 o'clock on Monday, Colton.
Got to just forget about it, erase it from the mechanism, and just go out there and do what you can to attack the same way that you've been doing that all season. It's a successful team full of successful hitters. They have to go out there and work on the things that have made them successful to this point. And I think that if anybody out there is worried about this Razorback team clawing their way out of the losers bracket, you shouldn't be, because these pitchers are really good on this Razorback bullpen, and they have the ability to eat up a lot of innings like Gabe Gackle did today. Whenever you post 4 or 5 straight zeros on the board, eventually this lineup will be able to take control and take over a game. And I think that's going to happen for us on Monday night. And then hopefully it happens again on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. And you have no reason to cancel those hotel plans.
Yeah, I think every Arkansas fan listening would like that to happen. Colton, as we conclude our show tonight and knock out this final segment, anything else worth noting from this game? Again, Arkansas falls 4-1 to LSU. You will play Murray State at 1 o'clock, like you said. Anything else we got to discuss in your opinion?
Razorbacks were the Razorback pitching staff tonight was really good. That's all you could ask for. So, like I said, you have that to be really confident in, and hopefully the lineup can be able to turn it around. So, just be safe tonight, Ty.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be an issue. I'm going to pack up and head home, to be honest. This is going to be a very different night than last night. Let me tell you what. I don't know if I have anything else to add, to be honest, so I really don't. It's hard to – I have a lot more to say following wins. Losses, they just they deject me like I think they deject everyone else. So that is going to do it for Hog Reaction here tonight. For Colton Little, I am Ty Richardson. Everyone else, have a great rest of your Saturday night. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. Make sure you make it home safe tonight. And we will be back Monday morning, starting with Chuck and Bo at 6 a.m. The morning rush at 9. Ruskin and Zach. Sorry. The morning rush. And then you'll have halftime, a very short halftime from 11 to 2. Arkansas game day starts at 12:30, and then we'll have your game here on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. Colton looks like he's about to fall asleep in there.
No, I'm just I did a lot of work for this week, and I just hope that they can pull through. It feels a lot better when they win.
Well, let me tell you something. I know you do
too.
The last 6 years, and again, getting hyped and stuff. And I realize that Arkansas fans are hyped about this team, and you should be. This was a really good baseball club, and I'm acting like it's the past tense, like it's over. It's not over. Let's see what happens on Monday, and then we can discuss further. That's how you have to look at it. Guys, everyone, and gals, have a great night. That concludes tonight's coverage live from Omaha, Nebraska.
You're listening to Hog Reaction. Our exclusive coverage at the 2025 College World Series in Omaha is brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions, USA Fireworks Wholesale, Firstar Bank, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue in Fayetteville, and McLarty Daniel.
When you need tough and